in prayer, in love, in devotion, and in surrender. Let us begin today's satsang with a prayer. Let us pray together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashai, Swami Shri Yukteswarji, beloved Gurudev, Paramhansa Yogananda ji, saints and sages of all religions, humbly we bow at thy feet. Dear Lord, we lay the flowers of our devotion at thy holy feet. Open our hearts and minds that we may be able to feel thy tangible presence within and around us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilakshayam Ekam Nityam Vimalam Ajalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna Rahitam Satgurum Tvam Namami Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Cha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om, Om, Om. Oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful. At thy feet, oh, I do bow. At thy feet, oh, I do bow. Oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful. At thy feet, oh, I do bow. At thy feet, oh, I do bow. In the forest thou At thy feet, oh, I do bow. At thy feet, oh, I do bow. Oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful. Oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful. To the serviceful thou art service. To the serviceful thou art service. To the lover thou art love. To the lover thou art love. To the sorrowful thou art sympathy. To the sorrowful thou art sympathy. To the yogi thou art bliss. To the yogi thou art bliss. Oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful. Oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful. At thy feet, oh, I do bow. At thy feet, oh, I do bow. Oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful. Oh God, beautiful, oh God, beautiful. In the forest thou art green. In the forest thou art green. In the mountain thou art high. In the mountain thou art high. In the river thou art restless. In the river thou art restless. In the ocean thou art grave. In the ocean thou art beautiful. Oh God, beautiful. Oh God, beautiful. Oh God, beautiful. Oh God, beautiful. At thy feet, oh, I do bow. Jai, 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 Avenue, Jai, 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 Jai. Avenue, Jai, 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 Avenue, Jai, Let's meditate for 5 to 7 minutes. As we meditate, let us hear the words of Swami Vivekananda on devotion. No good end is ever reached without devotion. No true success is achieved unless the heart's feelings are involved. Willpower itself is a combination of energy and feeling directed toward fulfillment. In the quest for God, the unfolding of the heart's natural love in the form of deep devotion is the prime requisite for success. Without devotion, not a single step can be taken towards Him. Devotion is no sentiment. It is the deep longing to commune with and to know the only reality there is. Let us do the following affirmation again and again, first loudly, then softly, in a whisper, and then mentally. With the sword of devotion, I sever the heartstrings that tie me to delusion. With the deepest love, I lay my heart at the feet of Omnipresence. With the sword of devotion, I sever the heartstrings that tie me to delusion. With the deepest love, I lay my heart at the feet of Omnipresence. With the sword of devotion, I sever the heartstrings that tie me to delusion. With the deepest love, I lay my heart at the feet of Omnipresence. With the sword of devotion, I sever the heartstrings that tie me to delusion. With the deepest love, I lay my heart at the feet of Omnipresence. Mentally now, with the sword of devotion, I sever the heartstrings that tie me to delusion. With the deepest love, I lay my heart at the feet of Omnipresence. Mentally follow this prayer. Beloved Father, Mother, God, I am thine alone. Let others seek thee or seek thee not. It matters not to my love for thee. Through all life's trials, my prayer is this alone. Reveal thyself. Om Shanti, Shanti. Let us now have the readings.
Verse from Eternity by Paramhansa Yogananda. Let me feel that thou and I are one. When the sparks of cosmic creation flew from under thy crucible of love, I danced with all the lights that heralded the coming of Myrael's world. I am a little spark of thy joyous cosmic fire. O thou Son of Life, as thy nectar poured into the little cups of human minds filled with molten liquid of vital sparks, thy thought to contain thy golden infinity in the smallness of their human feelings. In each fragile, undulating mirror of human flesh, I see reflected thy restless dance of omnipresent power. In the lambent waters of life, I behold thy ever steady, almighty life. Teach me, Christ-like, by the power of concentration to still the restless storms of desire raging on the lake of my mind. Stilling those waters, I lovingly behold thy unruffled face of cosmic stillness. Cause the little wave of life to subside, that thy consciousness in me spread out to become thine own vastness. Let me feel my heart throbbing in thy breast, my, my feet moving with thy energy, thy breath breathing through mine, thy energy actively moving my arms, thy thoughts weaving all the thoughts in my brain. When I cry, thy soft sigh within me wakens me to thy joy. In thy playfulness, little bubble visions of thy creation float dancingly in the chamber of my dreams, which manifest in my sleep of delusion. Thy meteoric will courses through the skies of my own willpower. Make me feel that it is thou art who art I, who make me thyself, that I behold my little bubble of self ever floating in thee. Om.
This is a reading from Rays of One Light by Swami Vivekananda. Week 27, Abiding in God. Truth is one and eternal. Realize oneness with it in your deathless self within. The following commentary is based on the teachings of Paramhansa Yogananda. Yogananda often emphasized, more often to his disciples than to the general public, but also to everyone generally, for it was a universal teaching, the importance of attunement. For divine understanding cannot be created, it must be perceived. To the disciples, Yogananda spoke of the importance of attunement with the Guru. To others, he urged the importance, at least, of attuning oneself to higher consciousness. Can an eagle rise without support from the sustaining air? Jesus Christ said in the Gospel of St. John, chapter 15, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit, for without me ye can do nothing. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered. And men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit, so shall ye be my disciples. How can we abide in him? Jesus says, if my words abide in you. By the words, he meant not only his spoken words, but his vibrations, his consciousness, of which the words are only an expression. We must abide by the teachings, but we must also absorb those teachings into ourselves, that they become our own experience. For the disciples of this path, the more in their hearts they live consciously in the presence of the masters, the more they will find the divine presence living within them. And for all truth seekers, whether disciples or not, the more they live sustained inwardly by the awareness of God's presence, the higher they will find themselves soaring in wisdom and joy. For the Bhagavad Gita says in the 10th chapter, I am the source of everything. From me, all creation emerges. Blessed with this realization, the wise, awe-stricken, adore me. Thus, through Holy Scripture, God has spoken to mankind.
Good morning, namaste, Jai Guru to all. It's good to see you all here. So today we have a very interesting topic. How to experience God? We talk about God all the time, and we all want to experience God, but how do we do that? So let's think about when Dr. Lewis, the first disciple of Master, met him in America. And he came with a query. He had read the Bible multiple times, but he had a question. And he said, in the Bible, it is said, if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be filled with light. Do you know what it means? And Yogananda ji smiling said, I think so. Then he said, can you show me what it means? And Master again said, I think so. Then, of course, he wanted to see it. So Master asked him, will you give me your unconditional love as I love you? Now, this is the first meeting, but there was so much power and love in Master's words that Dr. Lewis said, yes. That said and done, Master asked Dr. Lewis to sit in front of him cross-legged. He touched his forehead to the forehead of Dr. Lewis. And he said, now I will take charge of your life. And in that moment, Dr. Lewis was able to see the spiritual eye. He was able to have the vision of the 1,000-petaled lotus. We too want that, don't we? In another story involving Ramakrishna Paramhansa and Swami Vivekananda, it is said that growing up, Swami Vivekananda was a philosopher, and he would go to every saint and he would ask everybody, have you seen God? Have you seen God? Have you seen God? And he got a negative answer for most people till he reached Ramakrishna Paramhansa. And when he asked Ramakrishna ji, what, have you seen God? Answer was, yes, I see him. Just as I see you, I see him all the time. Even better, even closer. And I think in 1885, Ramakrishna Paramhansa gave that Samadhi experience, God experience, to then Narendra, and it completely changed his life. In little ways, these masters have already touched us with their light. That is the truth, because only then we have the capacity to come here, to be magnetized by them. Something in our heart has already been touched. The lotus has started to bloom, whether we know it or not. He has called us, and he is going to show us the vision of God as we do what he says. In fact, it is said that Hindu dharma has survived over thousands of years because in every century, there have been saints who have had direct experience of God. Whether it is our line of masters, whether it is Ramakrishna Paramhansa, Vivekananda and the followers, whether it's Guru Nanak Dev Ji, whether it's Sant Kabir, whether it's Mirabai, so many have vouched for the direct experience of God. And it is their testimony that has proved that the scriptures are true. Even in Sufism, there have been many saints who have had experience of God. Even in Christianity, Moses had a direct experience of God. So many other saints have had a direct experience of God. Jesus said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Now, this is not a false promise. In fact, there was this saint who would say, I can give you God experience in 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. So everybody gets excited. Oh, 2 minutes. He said, but you have to come to me with a pure heart. Now, to get there, to get that pure heart, is you may need a lifetime or multiple lifetimes to have such a pure heart that we can experience God in 2 minutes. And what do we mean when we say a pure heart? A pure heart is that heart that has no other desire but the desire of God. That has no other attachment but the attachment to God. So to gain that level of purity, that is why so many paths are there. That is why meditation is there. That is why karma yoga is there. Bhakti is there. Gyan is there. All of these paths are there to take us to the point where our heart is just pure and still, where the reflection of the divine can be felt within us. Okay. Now, the scriptures appear to have some controversy because in the Katha Upanishad, it is said, words cannot reveal him, mind cannot reach him, eyes do not see him. How then can he be comprehended except when taught by those who indeed have known him? So here is a very important thing the Katha Upanishad is saying. Firstly, he is saying God cannot be experienced with the senses. He's beyond the senses. He cannot be known by the mind because he's beyond the mind and the intellect. But he can be experienced by the grace of one who has known him. And that is our masters. So by their grace, we can know him, but we cannot see him directly. So we'll try and understand what this means. In fact, even in the Gospel of John, it is said that no man hath seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, that is declared. So here the scripture is saying no man has seen him. The Katha Upanishad says eyes cannot see him, but we know of the masters who have experienced God. So what is trying to happen here? Is there a discrepancy in the truth of the scriptures, or is there a discrepancy in our level of consciousness and our understanding that we do not know what is trying to be said here? So let's take the example of Sri Krishna telling Arjuna in the Gita. He says that I have made this creation out of a fraction of my being. So this entire creation, to us, this creation is huge. Not just this earth, but planets, solar system, universe, galaxy, multiverses. So to us, it seems infinitely large. But Krishna says, all this is a mere fraction of my being. So the consciousness of Krishna exists at multiple levels. One is in creation, which is only a fraction of his being, and one is beyond creation, the unmanifest consciousness. What we can see with our physical eyes, if we just check around, we cannot even see beyond the walls unless someone has clairvoyance and has already developed the ability to see afar. But mostly our eyes, physical eyes, are limited by a particular wavelength of light. Our ears are limited by a particular frequency of sound, and we cannot break those barriers through the agency of the body. But there is God even beyond what we can see through physical eyes. We cannot see, in fact, the millions of bacteria and viruses that are actually running over all over us. We cannot see the various radiations that are going around us. The emails are popping here, the gamma rays, the infrared rays, everything is around. We cannot see with our physical eyes. But that does it mean it's not existing? It is existing. So our physical eyes can see only a little part of the manifest creation. And of course, they cannot see the unmanifest Lord. Therefore, the scriptures say that eyes cannot see him. But does that mean that then God cannot be experienced? No, it does not mean that. Because God is omnipresent, he is omniscient, he is omnipotent, and yet he is personal with each one of us. He can be experienced in a profound way. But instead of our physical vision, we need divine or spiritual vision to be able to see God. If you go back to the Mahabharata, Krishna and Arjuna were friends. Arjuna initially thought he's my friend, he's my cousin, my relative, he's my bestie, basically. Before he was given the Vishwarup darshan by Krishna himself, he never comprehended the vastness of the Lord which was residing in the body of Krishna. So only when the God permitted was Arjuna able to have that vision. Similarly, now let's go back to the life of Jesus Christ 2000 years ago. How many people then actually realized that this was actually the living Son of God, Christ consciousness that was living through this body? They did not understand it. That is why they crucified him. In the life of our masters, how many few hundreds at that point in time could actually feel that oneness? But look at the power that after 100 years, after so many years, we are still feeling that power. Why? Because they have called us. They have invisibly tapped on our hearts and have made us available to the frequency they are in. So it needs a different kind of a love, a different kind of a yearning, which leads to that vision, which helps us to take us to God, basically. So I'd like to come back to the Krishna Arjuna Samvad in the Bhagavad Gita. So we know in chapter 11, Krishna reveals himself to Arjuna. But what is the conversation happening before that? Chapter 11, verse 4. Manyase yadi tachakyam maya drashtu niti prabho yogeshwar tato me tvam darshaya atmanavyayam. Meaning, Arjuna is saying to Krishna, O Krishna, if you consider that I am able or eligible to see thy form, to behold thee, then please show me your imperishable ultimate self to me. A few verses ahead, chapter 11, verse 8. Na tu ma shaksyase drashtum anenaim swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshu pashya me yogamaishwaram. Krishna says, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you divine vision. Behold the omnipotent majesty of my supreme power of yoga. Chapter 11, verse 9. Sanjay Uvach. Eva muktva tato rajan mahayogeshwaro hari darshayamas parthaya paramam rupam aishwaram. So, as Sanjay is dictating to Dhritarashtra the live scene on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Sanjay says, with these words, Hari, the exalted Lord of Yoga, revealed himself to Arjuna in his infinite form. So we see that we need divine vision, the grace of the Lord, the help of the Master, to be able to see him. Now, is it so simple? Are we ready for the vision? Now, just to think about it, and Dr. Lewis actually once tried to corner Master, force Master to give him the experience of Samadhi. So when Master used to actually avoid giving a Samadhi to people. So once when he was cornered by Dr. Lewis, Master said, if I give you that experience, will you be able to take it? It is said that the experience of God is the shock of omnipresence. Till now, we are in the belief that I am this body, I am this mind, I am this personality. And suddenly, to behold that I am everything, that God is in me, it's the shock of omnipresence. And not everybody is ready to take it. And that's why when we give Kriya Yoga initiation, we take at least 6 to 9 months to prepare the body and mind even to take the technique of Kriya Yoga. Because Master said that a 50-watt bulb will explode with a 1,000-watt power. God is that 1,000-watt power, even more, infinite. So are we ready? And if you remember the story from autobiography, when Sri Yukteswarji gives the experience of Samadhi to Master, soon after that experience, Sri Yukteswarji gives Master a broom and he says, okay, let's sweep the floor. So why? Because the Guru wants that the disciple should live balanced in a spiritual and material world. He doesn't want you to just go into that spiritual world, not wanting to come back to live in this life when there is still karma to be worked out. So he knows, the Guru knows exactly when to give you that experience, how much of that experience to give you. In the poem Samadhi, it is said, by longer, deeper, Guru-given meditation comes the celestial Samadhi. So check with yourself, is my meditation longer and deeper? If I am doing my part, then Guru-given meditation can give me Samadhi. Sri Yukteswarji said the experience of Samadhi is never the outcome of the intellectual readiness of the disciple. The disciples think, oh, I'm ready. Okay, now give me the experience. But the Guru knows how ready we are. Just like a teacher in a classroom knows which student is ready to take the exam as which student is not ready. Which student will pass with flying colors? Which student will have to be withheld? The teacher knows exactly. Similarly, the guru is our guide. He knows exactly where we stand in this classroom or college of life. And he knows when to give us the exam, what exam to give us, because he wants to make sure we pass. This is his job. He's come here to help us out of this. So he will make sure that you pass the exam, but he will make you ready first. So please check with yourself, are we ready? Now, once in Ananda, there was this a female devotee who came, and during her first 1 or 2 meditations, she had the experience of the 1,000-petal lotus. And then she thought, oh, this is it. And then she stopped coming. So sometimes we do get these visions, but this vision is a phenomenon. We have to go beyond the phenomenon into the cause of the vision. Who is it that caused the vision? The vision is not so important. But who is behind that? We have to get there. And to get there, we need a pure heart. So again, we have to do our part. The spiritual mathematics will work. For sure, the formula is given by Master. 25% is the disciple's effort, 25% is the grace of the Guru, and 50% is actually the grace of God. When that mathematics works, we are going to have the vision. But when we say 25% of the disciples' part, means it has to be 100% there, a full 100% from our side. Our whole mind, our energy, our thought process, our attitude, our speech, our activities, our feelings, all should be directed in that direction. So once you have decided that God is the goal of my life, are you organizing your life in such a way which is in sync or which is in direction, which is Godward? Or are you still moving towards the material world again and again, swinging from here to there? So each devotee, this homework has to be done by each one of us. We have to introspect every day. What is the direction that my life is taking? Where do I want to go? And what do I need to do if God is my goal? Okay. In the Gita chapter 13, Krishna gives qualifications. Verses 8 to 12 is a list of qualifications for the disciple if he wants to have a vision of God. So let us listen to this list, check each of it in ourselves, and even though we may not have perfected that quality, but are we at least moving toward that quality just a bit every day, a little more? Because if we are, then we are ready to take the exam at some point. The Guru will know when. Okay. So the qualities are humility, non-violence, tolerance, honesty, rendering service to the Guru. Now, rendering service to the Guru is a very, very important aspect. And it does not mean that you have to come and you have to only decorate the altar. That is one of the things. But some of you who are part of the IT industry can help to spread the word in that way. People who are good at accounts can help in that way. People who are good at talking to others can just make phone calls and convince people to come to your programs. All of this is Guru Seva. And it is none of you is involved here. Basically, you are inviting, just as your soul has been invited to come to the teachings of the Master, you are just becoming the channel of inviting others to be part of the spiritual family, because you have already experienced how much peace, wisdom, and joy there is in the path. So Guru Seva is very important. And we have seen over the years that people who meditate and balance with Guru Seva, means they are there all the time, whatever the work may be. Sometimes it may be laying flowers. Sometimes it may be just putting the chairs aside. People who just commit their time and energy to Guru Seva, they evolve spiritually at a much faster speed than others. The Master himself has said, if you want to serve me, serve my work. And the 25% Guru's grace can come if we keep serving him with an open heart. We can attract the whole 100% of God vision by seva to the Guru. And as we remember, the Katha Upanishad also says that the vision of God can be had only by attunement with the one who knows God. Okay, so other qualities: steadfastness, self-control, renouncing the desires of the senses, free from false egoism, aware of the suffering inherent in birth, old age, disease, and death. Now, this is again a very important point. Most of things we think, oh, life is good. But then in a few days, we say life is bad, because it is the nature of life to go up and down and up and down, pleasure, pain, good, bad, health, sickness, success, failure. Why? This creation, it is a creation of duality. So it has to balance out to a point zero. Know this. Once you scientifically, if you're a scientific person or a statistical person, you will accept this fact that the pleasure and the pain in your life will have to balance out, whether you like it or not. Nobody's asking you if you like it in the first place. But this is how the world functions. So are you aware that this cycle of birthing, of then disease, then old age and death has inherent sorrow in it? Once you accept that, then you move on to look for what is joy. Where is joy? Satchidananda. You know, Buddha said, dukham dukham sarvam dukham. Why? Because he goes back and says, shunyam shunyam sarvam shunyam. Why shunya? Anityam anityam sarvam anityam. Everything in this life is momentary, it's temporary. Moment to moment, life is changing. Therefore, our joy does not lie in that change. We have to go to the changeless truth spirit beyond. And for that, the master comes to give you techniques of meditation. He gives you that grace. So the experience of God lies in going beyond change to the changeless essence that you yourself are. And that can be achieved by regular, unceasing meditation. And not only meditation, but practicing the presence of God 24/7, all the time. Train your mind to think about God, to love God, to see God in others. It's just a training of the mind. Till now, you have trained your mind to look outwards. So train your mind to go inwards, and you shall experience God. Okay, other qualities. Without attachment to home, spouse, and children. Very important condition. So Krishna is saying here. So that doesn't mean that the grahastha will leave and go to the forest. The grahastha will live in the household. Gyanamata said, if I cannot find God where he has put me, then where else will I find him? So if he has put you in a grahastha ashram, then you have to be in grahastha ashram and fulfill all your duties of the grahastha. The grahastha is a very important person in the tree of life in this world, because the grahastha, he is responsible for all the dependent children. He is responsible for all the aging people. He is also responsible for all the saints, the monks who have higher goals, but they also need subsistence. So without the grahastha, this world cannot function. So don't think that the grahastha, you are a grahastha, you cannot find God. The sannyasi can find God. It's not right. The grahastha can find God. And that's the beauty of Ananda, where we have, leaders who have been married, who've had families, and yet have been serving God and the Guru for the last 50 years, unceasingly, lovingly, sincerely. So do all your duties, but don't think, oh, this property is mine, this bank balance is mine, this spouse is mine, these children are mine. They all belong to God. Once your breath goes, even your breath doesn't belong to you. Your breath is out, none of this is a reality. It's all false. It's just an image on the screen and nothing else. It'll just vanish in a second. So don't be attached to it. Movie देखने जाते हो तो screen में picture पकड़ने थोड़ी लगते हो. It's the same. That movie is true only to your two senses, sound and vision. But this movie that we are living in is true to our five senses. And there's an involvement of the mind in the form of the data collection, then intellect, and then feelings come in the play, and then I-ness come in the play that, oh, I love this and I don't like this. So this is all a drama going on. The experience of God lies in going beyond the drama and switching off the drama, which can be done by switching off the senses in meditation. Go into that absolute stillness and you will know who you are. Ask this question, who am I? Go deeper into that. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Love God with all your heart. You know, the one master said to Dr. Lewis, do you love me unconditionally as I love you? Same question master is asking you. Same question God is asking you all the time. नहीं, पर हमारा तो ध्यान फोन में है, हमें तो बहुत सारे काम करने हैं. काम कीजिए, सारे काम कीजिए, लेकिन मन अपना प्रभु चरणों में लगाए रखिए. वहां पे अनुराग होगा तो बाकी सभी दुनिया से वैराग्य अपने आप हो जाएगा. So make sure that you are fully attentive in every moment and giving your heart's love and energy for God, with God, in God, all the time. And nobody can stop you from having the experience, the continuous experience of God. It just happens step by step. अब Mount Everest पे चढ़ना है तो ये तो सोच नहीं सकते कि कल चढ़ जाएंगे. First we have to train ourselves to go to the base camp. Then we have to train regularly multiple times to go to the Everest peak. Similarly, if we want to free ourselves from this ego in which we ourselves have got enmeshed, we want the experience of God, then we need regular training, sincerity, repetitiveness, willingly doing certain things. Then we shall have it. Why not? Only we are stopping ourselves. Nobody else is stopping us. Okay. Other qualities: equipoise in all situations, consistent, preference for solitary places, aversion to mundane society, exclusively performing devotional service unto God by the unalloyed science of uniting individual consciousness with infinite consciousness, always aspiring for self-realization and constantly meditating on the ultimate truth. So these are the qualities. Just finish in the last 5 minutes by an article by Naya Swami Devi. She has in that article, she has compared the experience of or finding God with a wildlife photography, or going to a bird sanctuary and taking pictures of the birds. So how does this match? So if you want to take a picture of a bird in its natural habitat, you need 3 conditions. First, you have to go where the bird is. Second, you have to have the appropriate equipment, the binoculars, the lenses, and all the plethora. And third is you have to be patient. Now apply all of this to finding God. First, you have to go where God is. So where is God? God is in joy. He is joy. So from today onwards, do all your activities with conscious joy. That way you will meet him halfway. God is in love. God is love. So from today, start loving people unconditionally. It does not matter whether they love you back or not. That is their dharma and karma. Your dharma is to love everybody alike. All are children of God, whether superficially they appear different or not, that's besides the point. Do your dharma of loving everybody. Again, you will meet God halfway there, because God is present in every heart. God is in stillness. God is stillness. So meditate, 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 and you will go there in that stillness. God is within us. Go within. So this will satisfy going where God is. The second is that you need appropriate equipment, binoculars or lenses or whatever. So we need appropriate equipment. We have the equipment, but we have to use it. So we need concentration, focus, which is single pointed. Whenever you click a photograph, you kind of just zoom and you focus and adjust the lenses. So the body that we have been provided has all the means through which it can see God. So adjust. Practice meditation every day. Be single-pointedly focused and dedicated. That is your instrument to be able to see God. Master said, whoever can concentrate enough to see and penetrate the spiritual eye will see God. So this is a promise of the Master. It cannot be falsified. The way has also been given. The goal has also been given. We need to walk on it. Now the third is be patient. And that's the difficult part. We want, oh, today I have started meditating. Tomorrow I will experience God. Next week, I have been meditating for 5 years. I've not experienced God. Okay, so two things here. The spiritual journey is not like you are in a desert and some oasis will come someday. No, the journey gets better and greener with every step of the way. So in 5 years, even though you may not have had a full vision of the Vishwaroop of Vishnu, but you will find that your joy level has increased, your equipoise has increased, you are peace and calm in all situations. You can connect to the Master and get his wisdom. You get replies to the questions that you pose him. You find that his protecting presence is there in your life. So you're there. It works. But you cannot put a condition. I want to see you now. That won't work. So that God will help you to see the right time. Okay, so let's be patient. Let's do all our practices of meditation, of bhakti, of introspection, of working with people with love, giving all the fruits of action to God, remembering him all the time, and then we shall see God. The Master says, say to God, I shall see you because you are mine. With that personal love, call him, magnetize him to yourself, and you shall see him. Thank you. Let's have the Arati now.
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Jai Jai Ram Om. Jai Jai Ram Om.
Let us share the blessings that we have received with all souls everywhere. Let us pray together. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all Thy children. Manifest Thy healing presence in all bodies, all minds, and all souls. Divine Mother, may Thy love shine forever on the sanctuary of our devotion, and may we be able to awaken Thy love in all hearts. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Go with love and joy. And we have announcements by Jayanti.
Thank you all for being here today. We have a couple of announcements. One, thank you so much for this lovely satsang. And Dr. Radhika is starting a book study every Thursday, starting from the coming Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. And it's a combined book study of, combined study from the Revelation of Christ by Swami Kriyananda and the Second Coming of Christ by Paramhansa Yogananda. So we will be posting the link for that in the group. So whoever is interested, please do join. And next Sunday, we have a satsang by Dr. Naya Swami Dhyana. And she's brought a lot of relics from her recent visit to the US. She'll be bringing it here. One of them is a thread from Swamiji's meditation mat, and a thread from Sri Yukteswar's Janev, and various other things that he has, autobiography, the original book that was first time published, all that she's bringing it. So all of us will get an opportunity to be blessed with that also. So thank you. Thanks for joining.